I knew him for about 9 months before I married him. I knew he had a bad temper, but the abuse didn't start until my wedding night.
The very first incident, we were arguing.
Buttons were pushed, arguing. I literally told her to get out of my truck and walk home.
And he pushed me down a flight of stairs.
Over the next year, the incidences of abuse became more severe.
Sometimes it'd come out before I even realized it was there. And then you have to try and backtrack, and you can't retract once you've said it.
A couple months later, we ended up arguing again. Very big argument.
Although there was a part of me that said, I know I need to leave because it's gone too far now, but now I'm really scared.
And then he strangled me, and my children were all crying and upset. My niece ran upstairs to call 911. He cursed her out and told her to get off of his phone. And then my 15-year-old ran in the basement and called the police again, and that's how they end up there. And my kids was very scared of what they thought would have happened to me.
Things were really getting out of control. We were renting a house in St. Paul, and one night he brought home a coffin. He dragged it into the basement, and he came upstairs and he said, I got you something.
Jamie, which one is you?
Could you please help me?
What's your name?
Jamie.
This doesn't necessarily look like it, but to a child who is 4 years old, this is a monster. And this monster was made by a little boy named Jamie who started coming here when he was 4.
Which one is your mom?
Jamie, do they have any weapons, like a knife or a gun or anything?
Yes.
Which one is your dad?
How old are you?
I'm 6.
Mostly what this monster has is eyes, huge eyes, which for a child is kind of representative of, in some ways, the powerlessness that they have, that all they can do is watch and see the violence. You can see this monster has no arms, and it doesn't even have a mouth, so it can't even tell about what it saw, it can't even ask for help, it can't even yell out. Every member of the family gets a message that we're not going to talk about this, sometimes not even with one another, and certainly not with people outside our family.
Show me what happens when your dad gets home from work.
Okay. We have somebody coming.
And I need help.
Somebody?
What do you do?
I hide in my closet.
How come?
Because I'm scared. I'm really scared and I need help.
Okay, just calm down. We're going to send somebody.
So we really focus on behavior here. The person's not bad, what the person is doing is bad. And that's the message that men get here too. And they say things like, I saw him do that to my mom and I hated him for that. And now here I am just like him. I don't want my kids to feel that way about me. So every family member is affected by the violence that's going on and really is seeking tools and skills and ways of changing the violence and stopping it.
I didn't fall in love with the monster. I fell in love with an intelligent, handsome, creative, funny man.
I've always loved myself, but because of what I went through with my ex-husband, I just felt it was no need for me to be on this earth.
It was kind of a slap in the face to realize, I'm not perfect and I'm not always right.
What became a turning point for me was in 1986 when, after some heavy drinking, he held me at gunpoint, shot at me several times, and then beat me with the butt end of a .22. I was released from the hospital to what was then the Harriet Tubman Center, and from Tubman, they referred me to DAP, and that's how I got to DAP. I walked in the door here in 1986 in October with a cast on my arm, and my spirits completely shattered, and really needing a lot of help, and I didn't even know it.
My self-esteem, I had none. It was all gone, but talking with my advocate and And I must admit, I've bugged her more than I should have. You know, when I was feeling down, I'd call and she'd encourage me. And she showed me I had a reason to live.
I think men need a lot of help in allowing the emotions to come through. And that's what DAP does for me. From education to process, and I'm in aftercare now, which is a very crucial part of my recovery. I have learned to use the tools that have been taught to me. And one of them is to step back, calm down, take a break, and then come back.
It's a struggle, but it's worth it. And with the support of the DAP staff, I'm making it.
There was always somebody I could talk to, and they would help me, and that was, it was exactly what I needed. I needed someone who would understand what I was going through and who could listen to me, because I couldn't talk to my friends, I couldn't talk to my family, and who would help me. And they did. So that's what I got from DAP.
Jamie left this with me when he had his last session when he was 7, and it was indicative to me of what all of the clients who come here get to do. They get to leave their monsters, the monsters of violence and abuse, the sense of powerlessness. All of the family members get to leave monsters at DAP.